Hey guys, hello, welcome to this podcast. So, this is gonna be probably the first episode of a podcast which I will probably publish in my channel and in other places as well, like Anchor and Spotify. So, hopefully, this is something of a good journey. This is the first step of a good journey, and you ride along with me. So today, since we are almost at the verge of 2021 ending. So I wanted to do a podcast on the books that I really liked this year. So if you guys know anything about me, so I'm a very avid book reader. So I like to read a lot, and I have a range of interests. It's not like I only like one subject or the other. So yeah, I usually like science a lot because like it's my background, and there are a lot of things that I in my daily life I work on science. I am a researcher, and that also goes into my personal life, and I love to know about what is happening and like about the new technologies and stuff. But apart from the non-fiction end of things, I also like to read science fiction and stuff. And at the other end, I also like to read about mythology, history, fiction, and various lot of stuff. So I have a range of interest in terms of books, and since I am an avid reader, I actually consumed a lot of books. But I won't talk about every one of them. I would just point out a few that I liked and what I thought about them. Hopefully, this would be a good introduction to this podcast. So, one of the first book that I read, and it's so there's first of all there won't be any specific order. Like it's not like number one means the best book or something like that. It's just haphazardly ordered as I remember. So one of the first book that I can remember, and it was okayish. I won't say it's a brilliant book, but it's okayish. It's called Ikigai. So Ikigai, and I think it's by Mary Xu. I hope I pronounce the author's surname correctly. Anyway, so Ikigai is basically nothing but a philosophy, a Japanese philosophy of how to lead your life. So this actually became very popular, if I might say so. So I read about it, like what it means, what exactly it entails, and I'm I won't say it's a great book. It's just another sort of philosophical book that you can read off the shelf, and it's a good read. It's a very small read. You would probably read it in probably in an hour or so. It's a good book to start off at least. If you don't have a lot of practice, a lot of habit of reading, then this sort of books might help you to get started. Okay, moving along. So the next book I remember is by George Carlin. George Carlin. The name of the book is Brain Droppings. So George Carlin is by far one of my favorite US stand-up comedians. So if you have ever listened to George Carlin, he is a very funny guy, and I like what he talks about. So he is a very, I would say, realistic person who doesn't give a shit about a lot of things. He talks about like the negativity of religion and some other stuff. So I won't go into a lot of detail about that, but I like his stand-up comedy. And this book, it's called Brain Droppings, and I heard it in audio format. So it was actually narrated by George Carlin himself, and it was a great book. So it was like 4 or 5 hour long, and it was a hilarious journey. It was very witty, well written, and if you are a fan of George Carlin, you would obviously love it. So this is something that I can recommend to people, anyone, like anyone can basically read into it. So the book basically goes on to different things that we say or we do in our everyday life, and just George Carlin dissecting all of those. It's a hilarious book that you can read. Okay, so moving forward, another one of the book that I read in this time, and that is also a very short book. It was on Nietzsche. So Nietzsche is a German philosopher that you might heard about. You might have heard about him. So it's not a particular book written by Nietzsche, but it was just I didn't remember properly, but it was a audio book, and it was titled something like Philosophy Under an Hour. So it was just kind of a concise way Nietzsche's life, his philosophies, and so all these things were basically written in a concise manner. As I said, it was just a 1 hour long audio book, and it was good. Like, it's a good beginning to Nietzsche's work. If you are not familiar with it, it's a good way to start. It's light, it's not like very heavy, but you can actually delve into the actual philosophy more if you actually like it. So it's a good beginning to say. Okay, then on to probably a lighter stuff. So yeah, this year I also read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I have been listening about this book for a long time, very very long time, but I never could actually start this book. So for those of you who doesn't know, so Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is a science fiction book by Douglas Adams, and I think it was like a bestseller for a very very long time. So, and it's a very good book. If you are into science fiction, I think this sort of books will tickle you in the right manner. It's a great book. You can obviously read it. It's the way it is written. It's very lucid, very witty, very humorous. So, and also you would get to learn stuff. So it's not only that it's just some fiction, but you get to learn something from this book. And obviously, that line, that what is the most important thing in this universe, and you say 42. That's a brilliant line, by the way. I like it very much. Anyway, so this is also a great book. I can recommend to people who haven't read this, or even if you have read it, you can read it again. So it's a great book that way. Okay, so I actually read a bunch of Bengali books as well. So Bengali is my mother tongue, and I love reading in Bengali as well. If I actually would recommend people to learn Bengali just to read books in Bengali, because Bengali has a very very rich literature in terms of fiction, non-fiction. It has a great library of books. You won't be you won't be surprised to find people saying about, like, okay, Bengali might have probably one of the most rich language in terms of the literature it has, probably just behind English. I don't know, but it's very vast, and it's great. It has its depth, it has its variety and everything. So anyway, so I read a bunch of Bengali books. Most of them were actually fiction books, adventure and stuff, just light reading stuff. But there were some good books on that as well, but I won't go into that in this podcast. But yeah, if you are interested, I would do a separate video on it. Probably it will be also posted in YouTube in my channel. You could go and watch that video when it comes. So I will do a video on that, on the books that I did in Bengali. So moving on, so in this year another book that I read, which I actually, I wouldn't say I liked it a lot, but it left its impact. So this the book called God, Stephen Hawking and the Multiverse. So it's a book written by David Hutchings and David Wilkinson, if I remember correctly. So this book is a bit technical. So if you are not into physics or astrophysics, you might get bored. So this is a good book to, I would say, to jumpstart on Hawking's physics. So you might know about Stephen Hawking. Uh, he was actually, sorry, he was one of the greatest scientists in our modern generation, and his work was phenomenal, but it requires some basic understanding to start reading his work, and this book actually does that. This book starts from a place where it will give you the fundamental ideas on which you can actually read on to Stephen Hawking's work. And lot of Stephen Hawking's work actually talks about how we actually see universe, how it can affect our way of thinking about how this universe was created, whether there was someone behind its creation or not, the God question, to be frank. So this is a good book to start off, but as I said, I didn't liked it a lot because after the initial phase where these concepts and some of the Hawking's work were explained, after that I think this book somehow digressed towards what the author himself thinks of, like these great questions or these big questions, so to say. So I didn't think that it was kind of what Hawking's work actually represent, but rather the author's representation of how Hawking's work should be represented. So though in the title they said, okay, God, Stephen Hawking, multiverse, what Hawking said and why it matters. So this is the full title, but I don't think like the author actually went into like what actually Hawking's tried to say, and why should it matter. So from that angle, I didn't like that book very much, but still it was a great book. At least if you want to know about Hawking's work, it would be a great book to start off. Okay, then another book that I read this year, and actually this one I liked it very much. It's called Free Will by Sam Harris. So this is, I think, all of you, or at least a lot of you people, would know about Sam Harris. So I actually know about him a bit earlier because I am interested in listening to debates and stuff, and he is a very good, like he's a great person who can do great debates. Like if you actually listen to him, you would understand that. And in this book, it was a phenomenal book because it will also, again, it is one of those books that will actually affect the way you think about stuff. So we all say that okay, we have free will and stuff, but here Sam basically argued that what we say, like okay, we have a free will, like we can do whatever we do, whatever we want, but is it really that? Like, do we have actually the independence to do whatever we want, or it is like all our even wants or needs are basically derived from some past experiences, are driven by past experiences and such. So it's just a good book which will actually force you to retrospect, introspect, and think about stuff like okay, what actually is free will, and whether it actually is there anything about free will or not. It's a great book. I would say everyone should read it. It's whether you are a fan of Sam Harris like me or not, you should absolutely read Free Will. Okay, so I read some other books this year, and yeah, it was mostly Bengali. So yeah, another good book, by the way, that I wanted to mention, uh, which I read this year was it's called Human Universe by Brian Cox. So it's again, it's a, I won't say it's a non-fiction book completely, like, but yeah, it's kind of a popular science book. Like Brian Cox basically tried to simplified things, a lot of things, a lot of scientific phenomena in this book. He argued about, like, I won't say argued, like he actually uh, stated a lot of things about life outside of Earth and alien search and stuff like that. So there are a lot of concepts that were like basically uh, discussed and talked in this book, and it's a heavy book. It's not a very light book as per se. I won't recommend it to people who are not into like actually knowing science stuff. So if you are into science, you might like it. And science means, like, here I would say mostly physics and astrophysics again. You might like this book, but other than that, it's a bit heavy book. I won't recommend it to a very beginner who has just started out on reading books. He might not enjoy it. He or she might not enjoy it. So yeah, that's mostly it. So as I say, there are some other books that I completed this year. At around, I actually read at around 45 50 books this year. And yeah, these were mostly the English books that I completed. And uh, I hope you get to uh, I won't say you get to learn anything, because that's not the point of this podcast. But to say, it's just about sharing my experiences and what I liked or not. Probably it will help you, for you, if you are like a book nerd, if you really like to read books. It might help you to like get some good book suggestions, good book recommendations. That's all. And that's also the goal of the podcast. It's to help people by sharing my own experiences, my own opinion, and my own knowledge. So thank you. Hopefully we will meet again and you get to hear from me again. Thank you. And a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year in advance. Thank you, guys. Bye bye.